We have all experienced social media fatigue, perhaps especially during election years when tensions tend to flare. But instead of stepping away from social media when the negativity got so bad, Louisville author Anisha Lane decided to change the narrative. And she joins us here today. Thank you so much for being here with us.
You're welcome, Caleb.
And you have such an incredible story. When did you start feeling overwhelmed with some of the negativity that you were seeing online, specifically on social media? Because you decided to do the opposite. You didn't shut social media off. You opened your page wide open.
I did, and it opened me to meeting a lot of new people. And I so happened to see this lady. She sold and made her own hair oil, and it helps with people who have suffered from alopecia or just want to grow their hair. Her name was Barbara Bennett, and when I met her, she spoke words of wisdom, knowledge, and kindness into me. She said, "What are you doing with your life?" She said, "You have an assignment. You have a calling on your name. You have an assignment to fulfill. And our people are out here dying, and they need people like you." And so, being that I've always been a writer, I never really thought about writing a book. Writing was just always my place of peace. And I had a wild dream. I said, you know what if I put all this into a book? And here it is 3 years later, Wisdom Confessions.
Yes, and so author is a relatively new title for you. You mentioned that you had always loved writing. This is her new book, Wisdom Confessions. This is a book of positive affirmations.
Yes.
Tell me why this was so important to you to get out into the world.
Well, my main goal is to, when someone opens that book to read it, I hope they find something in that book to inspire them that inspires someone else. Reach one to teach one.
And this year, I think especially with the ongoing election, you do see a lot of negativity on social media. What are your words of encouragement for anyone who is feeling that fatigue and is having a hard time, not engaging in some of, the arguments that are happening right now?
I understand things are hard. We all suffer through adversity, but my advice to you is just never give up. Instead of looking down, look up. And just pray about everything, and eventually your prayers will be answered.
All right, Anisha, thank you so much for joining us and for sharing this with us. And you can get a copy of Wisdom Confessions by reaching out to Anisha on social media or via email. And we want you to know, in addition to her being an author, Anisha works for Spectrum Business, which shares the same parent company as Spectrum News, Charter Communications.